Alright guys, I got some awesome news for all of you because today Wartech developers have just released a brand new update. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Hovercrafts, and this has been a quite requested update. So anyway, let's just jump right into it. So with this brand new update, Wartech has actually updated the current ship docks which we have in the game. They kind of changed the coloring scheme, but they also added extra cargo crates, which is also pretty cool. Other than this, there were no ships added. So anyway, let's just jump into the brand new feature, and that is going to be the Hovercrafts. We will be able to unlock them right through Rebirth 4. So here we have it. First thing we have to build is going to be the Hovercraft dock, and this is exactly how it's going to be presenting itself. I gotta say, this place is pretty damn big, and we even seen this in the promotional video. Here is our small gate. So let's just quickly build a tycoon to show you guys what we're gonna be receiving. So we have ourselves the Hovercraft control room, the upper walls, support beams, and with this we also have ourselves the Hovercraft operations. There are two more Hovercrafts which were added in this update. I'll be taking a look at them in just a second. We have ourselves the stairs, and after this we also have ourselves the armor door. I noticed that this door is actually a lot smaller than the other doors, but that's not very much important. Next we have ourselves the roof, and these vehicles will actually need to be researched, so unfortunately enough they will be parted vehicles and you guys will not be able to just spam them right away. In order to actually unlock the next storage upgrade, all you have to do is spend 100 medals, which isn't too much, but I gotta say that this room actually looks incredibly cool, and I can see a lot of people actually landing their vehicle airdrops on top of here. Either way, this is a really cool feature. I'm really excited. This is kind of similar to what the Warlab update has provided. Anyway, the first vehicle which was added in this update is going to be the Pack V76 Tempest. It's going to be armed with a minigun and two machine guns on the side. It is going to be a patrol air cushion vehicle armed with a minigun. Its speed is going to be 80. It's going to be an amphibious vehicle, and it's also going to be having exactly 800 health. Oh my god. Okay, let's take a look on how the submarines overall feel in this game. So their movement, I have heard and seen the video that it's really good, so let's take a look. Oh no, my god, this literally feels like race cars all over again. Okay, this is kind of silly to be honest, but I feel like it's going to be making up for some really funny scenarios in the game, so I'm actually really excited to see how this is gonna go. Personally, I don't believe this is gonna be too OP, but I will be damage testing them in a different video. Make sure to subscribe and stay notified, and I'll make sure to do that. But yeah, we have ourselves the main minigun, which is going to be having a similar sound to the Serum. Anyway, let's take a look at the other two Hovercrafts which were added in this brand new update. But before we do that, this is the interior and how this vehicle is going to be looking like. I gotta say, the interior isn't the most top-notch thing that they have ever done, but the way you're gonna have to escape this vehicle is literally just jump up and just close this. I mean, this is a pretty cool way, and I gotta say they have done a pretty good job on the exterior. Anyway, the next two vehicles are going to be having two different operations. One of them is going to be destroying 30 aerial vehicles with Hovercrafts, and then the second one is going to be destroying 50 ground vehicles with Hovercrafts. So let's just unlock both of them for the sake of today's video. This will be costing me a little bit of money, so make sure to subscribe and like this video for more videos just like this. I will be spending my precious Robux, unfortunately, but yeah, anyway, both of them are going to be costing exactly 500, which isn't too much, but it's not the cheapest thing in the world either. Anyway, they're going to be costing around 1 million, so let's go ahead and take a look at what else these vehicles actually have to offer. So the Wind Shear is going to be having anti-air missiles, and then the Rampage is going to be having 6 guided missiles. Let's take a look at the Wind Shear first and see what it has to offer. So from what it looks like, it's going to be having similar stats to the previous one, and it's going to be having 8 anti-air missiles. However, you could actually rapid fire them, kind of what you were able to do with the other vehicle, which was the M2 Bradley, I believe that was, which was added in this last update. I think this is a pretty cool feature, and just being able to also attack people with these anti-air missiles, kind of like rockets, is a bonus feature to add to this update. Anyway, let's also take a look at the anti-tank version. We're gonna have to escape this vehicle in the same way, and the interior really is just the same, to be fair. Oh yeah, I forgot to also add the fact that they have 50 less health than the Tempest, since the Tempest doesn't really have the greatest weapons. I think it is kind of balanced in a sense. Anyway, unfortunately I actually have to wait for parts to spawn this vehicle in, so just give me a second. Anyways, here we have ourselves the last one, which is the Rampage. Let's take a look at these guided missiles and how good they're actually gonna be. So the travel speed of these guided missiles, I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of slow, but to be honest, it does make sense since they need to balance it in some way. Once again, I will be damage testing it in a completely different video, but let's also take a look on what these vehicles will actually be able to do around the environment and how slippery they actually are, because according to the announcement, these things can do a lot better than what I'm seeing right now. But god, just driving around with these is actually incredibly fun. Anyway, do let me know in the comment section down below what you think about these, because personally I'm a pretty big fan of them adding this, and hopefully they will be actually extending onto the Hovercrafts in different updates. Anyway, let's take a look at the next thing which was actually added in this update, because, by the way, this is not fully it, and you guys are really gonna like what was added over here. So, the Katyusha and the HIMARS has received a rework in terms of how their aiming system is going to work. For example, let me spawn in the Katyusha for the sake of this, and the most important part about this vehicle is that you guys will be able to zoom out very far. Can you see this? This zoom out is absolutely amazing, because we can literally aim the artillery all the way across the map, even until there, or even across to the middle point, and that is some absolutely insane range. It genuinely feels like an artillery now. Hopefully they have actually received balance changes and these artilleries are a lot more powerful than what they used to be, but really we're just gonna have to see this in another video. I will once again be balance texting them. Anyway, this update has also received some balance changes for a few tanks, which you guys are absolutely gonna love, but I will be covering that tomorrow. Anyway, for the time being, this is a pretty cool update, and do let me know in the comment section down below what you think about it, and yeah, thank you so much to my channel members.